All right, as clearly evidenced by recent events and in particular the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, which I was at, it is becoming increasingly clear that Bitcoin is becoming this political topic of discussion, right? And while many of us don't want to see that happen, what did we think was going to happen, right? This is the game theory of Bitcoin unfolding. So everyone, whether you like them or not, is going to participate. And so my prediction is as that happens, Bitcoin is going to become increasingly legitimized within the mainstream. It's going to become more popular. Number is going to continue to go up. But what I think accompanies that is an increasing push for surveillance, right? Because you still want to track everything that you're doing. And indeed, we've seen the crackdown of different CoinJoin coordinators, Samurai Wallet, different privacy-focused tools. So it is important that we have more tools in our arsenal, especially given some of the tools that have already been extinguished. And that is why today I am excited to talk about silent payments, including taking a look at an actual implementation of this in Cake Wallet. Let's jump in. This video is made possible by Bitcoin trading cards, and I am pumped to have them as the first sponsor on my channel. I met Aladdin and the team back at Pacific Bitcoin 2022, and I'm not going to lie, at the time I thought, okay, cool, a quirky little Bitcoin project, but little could I have imagined at the time how this project would capture imaginations. I've personally used these to orange pill people that I care about in my life. The art is stunning and features Bitcoin artists all around the world. You get high quality Bitcoin education on topics like economics and freedom as part of that, which makes this, as you can imagine, a really special project for me. And I'm not gonna lie, it makes you want to collect these. The community behind this is also truly insane. And I think they have a real shot at bringing Bitcoin to the mainstream. So if you're curious to check them out, head over to btc-tc.com where you can find the different series they've launched. And hey, if you do end up snagging some cards, you'll also get some Bitcoin rewards back on your purchase, powered by Jolts. Here's to ripping packs and stacking sats. And for those of you that have been looking to get in touch with me for additional handholding, one-on-one mentorship, I'm now working with a number of clients one-on-one on a whole host of topics, including Bitcoin privacy, also running a node, taking self-custody for the very first time, and more. So if that is you, if you would like to get in touch, reach out on vita.io/Ian Major. You can reach out to me there. Okay, so I appreciate your patience. I know I have been a little quiet the last couple of weeks. I think 2-3 weeks has been the longest time I have gone without putting out a video since I started the channel several years ago. But I have been pretty busy. We've been busy with our Bitcoin startup Jolts. We actually won the pitch competition at Bitcoin 2024. You can see the little cowgirl sort of trophy up there for the scaling and layer 2 track. So that was super exciting. We've been doing a ton of stuff there, a ton of fundraising, which always takes up a bunch of time. I also proposed to my girlfriend this past weekend. I surprised her with a proposal. So things have been busy, but we are back and we are talking about a super important topic today around privacy. And so what are silent payments in a nutshell? Silent payments, which is codified by BIP 352, is essentially a reusable address, a reusable payment code, which protects the privacy of both the sender and receiver and enables you to safely receive value into a single reusable address without having to do some of the onerous tricks that prior iterations of this same concept have had to do. So for example, some of you will no doubt recall, and they still exist today, paynims, which are codified by BIP 47. Samurai Wallet, before it was shut down, had paynims integrated. Sparrow Wallet, you can technically still use some of that functionality as well today. The idea was very similar, right? These stealth addresses or these reusable payment codes, these paynims, enabled you to receive value from someone else multiple times without having to manually hand them a fresh, newly generated address each and every time, right? Because that is one of the privacy best practices overarchingly is to avoid address reuse. By reusing the same address, the same static Bitcoin address, it makes it very, very easy for surveillors to trace your different activity, and it's bad for people sending value to you. We've seen this come up a lot with political dissidents or people looking to receive donations, and they're all getting sent to this one same Bitcoin address that then can ruin the privacy of all the people sending into that address, including the recipient themselves too. So Paynims was a solution to having to do that, right? Instead of having to generate and dole out this freshly created address each and every time, this allowed you to effectively do that behind the scenes. But what it did still require was an initial notification transaction. It was basically telling the recipient, this was an actual on-chain transaction, telling the recipient, hey, watch out for this actual, Paynim transaction that I will be sending. And so if you can think about it, not only is this cumbersome, right? It requires this completely extra step. It's also very chain inefficient. You require this extra on-chain transaction, which of course can be costly in terms of fees as well. And so silent payments, again codified by BIP 352, was proposed by Ruben Samson in 2022 and addresses that shortcoming by eliminating the need for this initial notification transaction, which is super cool. So how does it actually work? I won't go into all the gory depths of this. You are welcome to refer to some of the resources I will put in the description down below. But at a high level, let's say Alice wants to send funds to Bob. What's going to happen is she's going to take 3 different keys. One of them is the public key of the outputs or the UTXOs that Alice wants to send to Bob. Effectively, this is her public key. Then she's also going to take Bob's public key in his reusable payment code. And then lastly, there is this shared secret that only Alice and Bob know. And so these 3 keys are getting combined into a one-time Taproot asset, which Bob can, validate and then spend from, right? Bob would control the keys, the private keys associated with this newly created unique one-time Taproot address. What's awesome about this is the on-chain footprint of this transaction. It just looks like any other Taproot asset. So you can't even detect that a user is even using silent payments in the first place. And so now these 2 peers can effectively send value an infinite number of times without reusing any same address and without having this sort of communication that previously had to take place. And by definition, given these 3 different keys that are forming this Taproot address, they're guaranteed to be unique every single time. Now, those benefits don't come without trade-offs. There's always trade-offs, as we know. And so effectively what's happening here is that Bob's wallet does need to scan and look for silent payments that are being sent to it. So there's no explicit communication required to do this, but Bob's wallet still at least needs to be able to read in kind of what's happening. And so that does place a little bit higher compute and bandwidth requirements on whatever device that he's running that wallet on. However, it's not that huge of a lift. There still can be light wallets, i.e. wallets where you're not necessarily syncing the entire, Bitcoin blockchain. And furthermore, there are people that are working on silent payment specific indexers for Bitcoin Core as an example, and I'm sure we will see other types of projects that makes this easier going forward. And so how can you get your hands on this? We are going to take a look today at Cake Wallet, which has the firmest implementation at this point. There is also Silentium. However, that is a little bit more experimental at this stage. Blue Wallet has embedded at least the ability to send to silent payments, so that is pretty cool. But with Cake Wallet, you get the ability to send and receive in, and you can see this little last column in this table, this privacy-preserving scanning. Effectively, what that means is that the device itself, so your mobile phone or your desktop, whatever, is scanning transactions versus making a node to do all the work and having a light wallet. So again, as we will see, a little bit of a trade-off there. But with all that, let's go ahead and take a peek at what Cake Wallet looks like and how one could receive and send using silent payments. Okay, so we have opened up Cake Wallet for the first time. You can go to cakewallet.com. I will put that link in the description down below. Obviously, be sure you are only downloading from cakewallet.com and not elsewhere. They do also have F-Droid for those of you that are running a de-Googled Pixel phone or Android phone of some kind. If you want to go the super privacy route, that is also available. They have this terms and conditions essentially saying that, you know, you're responsible for stuff and it's not falling on them. Let's go ahead and say we agree. And so here we can see welcome to Cake Wallet. Now, for those of you who are Bitcoin only, you will see that that Cake Wallet supports other cryptocurrencies such as Monero. So if that turns you off, keep that in mind. However, we will be going ahead and creating a new wallet. Here you can also restore another wallet. So we're going to set a 4-digit PIN. You can also switch to 6-digit if you would like. Okay, so we have successfully set up the PIN and we're going to establish our wallet currency. In our case, we are going for Bitcoin. We can give our wallet a name. You can auto generate it using the little button. So genuine firewall, sure, why not? You do have these advanced settings as well, where it's got data being piped in for, you know, fiat exchange rates, all that sort of stuff. So you can disable that if you would like. You can even use this in testnet if you want to play around first. But let's go ahead and hit next. Okay, and so it is on the next page going to give us our seed phrase, our 24 words. Most of you watching this know this, but if you are newer to all of this, this is, of course, your unique seed phrase representing your private keys, and you must never share this with anyone else and keep it securely written down, chiseled in steel. And so we'll say, I understand, show me my seed. And so we are going to go ahead and write this down, and we will be right back. And so once we have written that down, we will be taken to this screen and we see our Bitcoin balance, which of course is 0. Once you receive value, you'll see that you have the unconfirmed balance if it was still sitting in the mempool waiting to be confirmed on the blockchain. We can hit this upper right hamburger icon to see a bunch of different settings. You have the connection and sync. We will come back to some of this. You can add your own node, I believe, which is nice. It has a bunch of others by default. Wallets, you can always come back and create a new wallet, so that is nice. You can manage completely distinct wallets if you would like. There's this address book, which allows you to grab your different addresses. Again, we'll come back to that as well. Silent payment settings, so you can toggle that little card on and off from the home page. You can also set silent payments to always be scanning. And then back on this home page, we will indeed toggle on silent payments. Now it's going to throw this notification up saying, hey, your current node does not support silent payments. As expected, Cake Wallet will switch to a compatible node just for scanning. That is okay. We can hit confirm. Now, you will likely see that the toggle that you click on gets turned back off. I believe what's happening there is that it has completed scanning for any silent payments to the tip of the chain. So don't be alarmed if that turns off. It just means that your wallet has scanned for any silent payments and has sort of finished that process. Settings here, security and backup. This is where you can re-reference your seed phrase if needed. You can create a backup file. You can change your PIN, do biometric authentication. You have some display settings, so you can toggle to not show your display balance, especially if you're in any sort of public setting. That would be good to turn that off. You can change your color theme, all that good stuff. Your privacy settings, you can toggle to use Tor for any information that you need to pull in, such as exchange rates. That's kind of nice. Anyway, let's say that you want to receive a payment and you need to therefore provide your silent payment address. So what you would be able to do is come down to the bottom where you have the different menu items, and we'll go to receive. And so this shows you by default your SegWit address. You can, scan this, or you can tap the QR code to resize it. You can copy this guy at the bottom. But what we want is to click this little caret icon drop down where it says receive in the top middle. And you can see that silent payments is here at the top. So it is as simple as that, right? I now have my silent payment address. I can copy this and share it elsewhere. And then an individual on the other end, as long as they're using wallet software that supports sending to silent payments, and again, right now that's basically Cake Wallet, Blue Wallet should support it, and Silentium as well. But that is it. So the wallet is going to abstract away any kind of additional complexity, and it's just a different address type, which is very nice. Similarly, if you were going to send value to a silent payment, you would basically just paste it in, just like you would any other address. And Cake Wallet is just going to take care of the complexity. So you would paste in the wallet address, put the amount that you want to do, select your estimated fee, right? You want it to go fast, medium, slow. You want to customize your sats per virtual byte fee setting for your network fee. It has coin control built in, which is really nice. So you can specifically select which UTXOs you want to spend from. Very nice additional little feature there. You can even add other receivers, as you can see at the bottom. So pretty clean. Cake Wallet makes it pretty easy. And keep in mind, you can also do some other things here at the bottom. You can buy through one of these different on-ramps, OnRamper, DFX Swiss, MoonPay. Keep in mind that these are all, I think, all of them, will require KYC of some kind. But it's nice to have that on-ramp built directly into the wallet. And then you also have this exchange feature. So you can actually convert from any of the cryptocurrencies that Cake Wallet supports. So you could do like, BTC to Tether on Omni, whatever. So it's cool to have that there as well. All right, with that, let's go ahead and conclude today's video. All right, so there you have it. Today we talked about silent payments. We took a look at a real implementation in Cake Wallet, which is very exciting. I hope and expect to see silent payments in other wallets here very soon. But I'm curious to hear, what are your thoughts? Have you tried out silent payments? Are there other related topics you would like to see covered in future videos? Let me know in the comments down below. But I hope you found this valuable and insightful. If you did, you already know what to do. Give this video a like, use the share feature underneath this video. That really does help get this to a wider audience. If you're so enamored with this content, you want to donate to a pleb, which really does help me continue to make these videos. You can do so in a number of ways. You can use the YouTube Super Thanks feature built directly into YouTube, or you can zip some sats my way on the Lightning Network to my Lightning address, ragermajor@getlb.com. Or lastly, now that I have my silent payment address, if you want to send some sats that way, I will put that in the description down below. For now, we'll go ahead and leave this here. As a reminder, every sat counts. And until next time, my friends, I'll see you then.